Welcome back to this week's video. I have been experimenting with trying to make some plain square tiles, builder grade, cheapest chips, into something a little bit more pretty. I don't know if you can see that on camera. This week's video is sponsored by Cricut. I'm going to be using their permanent vinyl and my Cricut machine to try and zhuzh up my plain tiles. Reason for this project is it's budget friendly. If you saw it was last week's video, the one with the peel and stick tiles, I wasn't a fan of how they basically weren't sticky enough for me, and I used them in the little laundry nook, and I was like, these are cool, but I wouldn't use them on my main tiles. And I knew that the Cricut vinyl is way more like durable and doesn't look as cheap. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this week's video. There's actually a lot in this week's video, so I'm going to put timestamps because the first project is me experimenting with tiles, but I also turn them into like coasters. So that's an idea if you want to make something for someone and you have some leftover tiles. Then I'm going to be doing the backsplash, and then I also have been making some seed paper bookmarks, but I think that project could be cool for if there's any brides, or if you're having a party and you're making like favors. I'm using seed paper that I got from like a local supplier and turning it into bookmarks so that I can give them away as like little thank yous. But I thought it would be a good idea to share because you can take the idea and make it your own and use it if you have like, you know, events, weddings, even communions and confirmations as little favors. It would be cute. Pour the kettle, make your tea, and let's get into the video. This is the kitchen tile before, and as you can see I have those builder grade square white tiles, which I think they're kind of making a comeback, but I thought I could possibly do something around the cooker area, so maybe around here. I don't know yet. I don't know if I'll do the whole thing, but I did think a little bit of detail around the cooker area to pick up on the gold handles, and I have like the gold tap and things like that. Hello, tomato plant. So that is what I would like to do. Now, before I go straight in with some vinyl, I have got old tiles and I want to use them as testers, but I also have an idea for them too. When it came to colours, hello Blondie, I picked up a couple of tones, and these two are definitely my fave. So I don't know if you can see the detail on this one. It's like a, thanks Blondie, it's like a textured, and I think it's like it has, what's it called, hang on, there should be a name. It says textured metallic in platinum. So I think, what do you think of this one? And then I also have a gold, and this is called champagne. I thought that was nice as well. I got some green, but I'm decided that's a no, but it's a lovely colour for a project, just because it doesn't match like the cabinets and stuff. And then I picked up some shades of like cream, but I'm definitely thinking that these two, but especially this one, because yeah, I want it to be subtle, but I want you to be able to tell that there's like a little something something. So let's do some testers. Let's go into the hot press. I always knew when I moved in here years and years ago, I would find use. Okay, let's get in. I held on to these tiles. Now, there is cobwebs in here. These were in the house when I moved in. I was like, ooh, these will come in handy for something. So they were obviously just left over. Good condition, nothing wrong with them. I'm going to use these as my tester, but I'm going to turn them into coasters because I got these cork like stoppers. Excuse the mess on my hot press. And yeah, I can use these as little coasters or pot flower pot stands. So let's get playing. If you go into Design Space and you can search for tile, and these are just, I've saved 13 that I like. You can also type in mosaic, and this is under images, and I just have Operation Type 2 cut, and there is lots of kind of Moroccan style like tiles, kind of like this one here. It's like a, I don't know how you would describe that. So I thought actually this one would make a really pretty like coaster. So I saved my favorites. I want something not too fussy, kind of leaning towards this one because I like how it's like a repeat pattern as well. So these are the ones I saved under mosaic. Yeah, I keep kind of getting drawn back to this one, but let's do some test cuts and stick them on the tiles and see how they're gonna look. So I'm using my Maker. This isn't the Maker 3. I am using the mat. Ignore my fluffy mat. I was cutting seed paper on this mat and the seed stuck to it, but I'll share that later. I've just popped on some of this vinyl. I'm going to stick it in. Because this material is quite quick, I have just, or sorry, thick, I've just put more pressure on the cut, and let's cut. So something I did was I just have rested the tiles on the backsplash, and I've just been like gone about my business. It's now the next day and I've been like, oh, which tile? And I definitely am drawn to the simple Moroccan tile. I feel like this one here might be a bit fussy and I want something simple, and I like how the texture of that Moroccan pattern just picks up subtly on the gold hardware that I popped up last week, and I feel like it gives it a little something something. Now, I was thinking I don't have enough vinyl, but I can definitely order more. So initially I was just going to do like this area, but then I was like, it's in such a subtle kind of pattern, I could do the whole thing, but I only have enough vinyl to do this section. So we'll do this section. I might have a bit even for here. I'll do the backsplash behind the cooker and then I'll see how it's kind of looking. So in Design Space, I have picked my tile and I'm going to hit the duplicate button, and I've figured out that I can get 7 tiles for the strip of vinyl that I have left on the larger cutting mat. So you can use smart vinyl if you have the Maker 3, and that means you can put the vinyl straight in and you don't need to use a mat. My maker, you can't put smart vinyl in it, but I have a nice long mat. So this is the normal size one. So this is the 30 centimeter by 30 centimeter mat, and then this one is 30 centimeters by, I think it's 60 centimeters. So I have enough vinyl on this strip to cover all of this, and I can get 7 tiles on this one sheet. Let's make some seed paper bookmarks. You're gonna have to pop in a pen. So I'm using a Cricut black fine tip, is it fine? Yeah, 0.4 tip in black. Okay, that's in. And then that's just my cutting blade, and then I'm going to close this over. In the Design Space app, I got a bookmark shape. So this orange shape was under like images. If you just search for like bookmarks, loads of them will come up. So I just got a plain one, and then I searched like flowers, and under like the draw option, I found this pretty flower because it looks like I could have hand drawn it, but I didn't. And then I just have the words read and grow. And I just want to get, sorry, Miss Blondie. The font for the read and grow and the thank you is BFC flannel shirt. So that's the font that I'm using. The size is 17, and then there's a closer look at the bookmarks. If Miss Blondie will allow me, I'm going to hit make it, and it will show me how many that I can get on a mat. So as you know, I have a longer mat. I have a 60 by 60, a 30 by 61, and it will resize it. So this is how many I can get on one mat. And my seed paper is on the ground here. Here is my seed paper. I'm going to stick it to the mat, and then the pen is going to draw and the blade is going to cut. How cute are the bookmarks. I love these because it looks like I could have handwritten them, but I can't because my handwriting is atrocious, and I definitely couldn't draw that flower. But I love how the pen makes it look like it's handwritten, and I'm trying to make as many of these as I can, but you can make these on the Joy, but the Joy doesn't have, so the Maker has two, what do we call these? Handles? No. Basically you can put the pen in here and then you have your cutting tool in here, whereas if you make these on the Joy, I imagine you'll have to have the pen tool in first, it'll do the drawing, and then the machine will prompt you to change the blade, put the cutting blade in, and then cut them. But because I'm trying to make loads of these, so far I've made like 30 but I have enough seed paper to make like 100. And the best part of seed paper is I'm going to reuse the scraps and make, there is another bookmark in the Design Space app, and you can do like a circle bookmark, and I think that's going to be more economical on my paper. So I think I'll make a couple more of these long bookmarks, and these are just to like give away as thank yous at like, you know, book signings and stuff. I don't know how many I can make, but I just thought they'd be nice to like, just as a thank you when I'm doing book signings. I want to put these in, but obviously it depends on how many I can make. But the great thing about the seed paper is my scrap seed paper, I have a bucket of soil that I had wildflower mix in it last year, so I'm going to put these as an experiment, the scrap bits, into the pot and see what will grow. So I am going to link to old videos where I have chatted a bit more in detail about like the Maker, the Joy, the mug press. I had an idea, not mug press related, but I had an idea for sublimation on tiles. So for example, vinyl sits on top of a surface and sublimation sits within it. It's the best way I can kind of describe it. And like with the mug press, when you put the infusible ink into the blank, it's like a proper mug. The design is in the thing, the surface. And I had an idea when I was doing the tiles, and you can buy it has to be a sublimation blank. So you can't, the tile that I have out there, you can't use infusible ink on that. It has to not have a coating on, it has to be sublimation blank. But I was looking on Amazon and you can get white blank tiles that can be sublimation. But I had the idea of, could you do something with the infusible ink and then the heat press and sublimate a design in a tile, and then you can use that then to tile. I think it could be something to explore in the future. But if you want to, the mug press does some sublimation, and you can also sublimate on t-shirts and stuff with infusible ink, but I'm not that far advanced. I will put links to lots of Cricut stuff, previous videos and blog posts in the description, so just click down and check that out. And also check out Christina from the DIY Mommy. She's a Canadian YouTuber, I love her. She has loads of Cricut videos, and she's a bit more like detailed and how to, and also if you get stuck like using vinyl or whatever, Cricut have their own tutorials. But definitely check out Christina as well and see what she has kind of made, because I find her videos quite helpful to watch. That is me for this week. This was a long one. I hope you enjoyed it. I am off to make another batch of seed paper bookmarks. But yeah, take the ideas, make them your own. I hope you enjoyed this week's video, and I'll see you all in the next one.